I was called infertile by my mother-in-law, and my wife supported her in painting me bad, so I divorced her, married her cousin, and became a father to twins. I never thought I'd be sharing my life story on Reddit, but here I am, desperately seeking advice from strangers on the internet. I'm a 35-year-old guy, and my life has turned into a soap opera that I never signed up for. Let me start from the beginning. I met my wife, Evelyn, during our sophomore year of college. We were both studying business, and we ended up in the same group project for our marketing class. Evelyn was this whirlwind of energy and ambition. She had her whole life planned out: graduate with honors, land a job at a top firm, climb the corporate ladder, and eventually start her own company. I was more of a go-with-the-flow kind of guy, but her drive inspired me. We started dating a few months later, and for the first time in my life, I felt like I had direction. Evelyn pushed me to be better, to want more for myself. We graduated together, both landing decent entry-level jobs at competing firms. Those first few years were tough: long hours, tight budgets, and barely any time together. But we made it work. 3 years into our relationship, I proposed. I'd been saving up for months to buy the perfect ring. I had this whole romantic evening planned: a fancy dinner, a walk in the park where we had our first kiss, and then popping the question under the stars. But life had other plans. The day I was going to propose, Evelyn called me in tears. She'd been passed over for a promotion she'd been working towards for months. She was devastated, questioning her career choices and her worth. I scrapped my elaborate plan and instead showed up at her apartment with her favorite takeout and a bottle of wine. As we sat on her tiny balcony, commiserating about the unfairness of corporate life, I realized there would never be a more perfect moment. I pulled out the ring and asked her to marry me right there, both of us in our work clothes, surrounded by empty takeout containers. Evelyn said yes, and for a moment, everything was perfect. Then came the wedding planning, and with it, my first real encounter with Karen, Evelyn's mother. I'd met Karen a few times before, but always in group settings where she was on her best behavior. Now, faced with planning her only daughter's wedding, Karen's true colors came out. Nothing was ever good enough. The venue was too small, the food too exotic, the music too modern. She criticized every decision we made, from the color of the tablecloths to the style of my tuxedo. Evelyn tried to mediate, but it was clear she was struggling to stand up to her mother. The breaking point came when Karen insisted we invite Evelyn's ex-boyfriend, Tom. Apparently, Tom's parents were old family friends, and it would be rude not to include them. I put my foot down, and to my surprise, Evelyn backed me up. It was the first time I saw her really stand up to her mother, and I was proud of her. The wedding itself was beautiful, despite Karen's best efforts to